recruitment in the Premier League that's been done with an eye on relegation. We can have a bit of a Championship super team. Do you have that same kind of feeling when you go through and you look at a Jacob Greaves, who's in the Championship team of the year, Smodux, who scored 27 with Blackburn, Jack Clark, Ogbene, for example, others who've come in, Alex Palmer, Golden Glove winner. Is there that same kind of feeling? Is there maybe even a different feeling to what you saw with Luton in terms of the personnel?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think, when I looked at the squad laid out this morning, I probably, until I got to the front line, I didn't necessarily have the feeling of like, this is we often use lines like Championship All-Stars because they're just good lines to use. People remember them, rival fans remember them, and then like to chirp them back when things don't go well. That sort of thing. It's great for content. I don't, outside of the number 10s, the wide players, the striker Hurst I know is an excellent player, but I'm not actually sure you can call him a Championship All-Star at this point because he doesn't have. We know that he is likely to explode at some point based on his profile and how much McKenna likes him. But he hasn't really done that yet. So I'm not sure you can necessarily say that about him. When it comes to Clark and Philogene, absolutely. Again, Hutchinson and Smodix, absolutely. And then, O'Shea, I think, is tremendous and excellent. Greaves, I like a lot. Gather he didn't have the easiest time last season, but I would expect him to look absolutely excellent from opening day onwards. I'm not that sold on the options at right back at the moment, and obviously a little light in the centre of the park. As I say, I didn't see that many games last season, so I'm assuming that Sam Morsey will continue to be an absolutely excellent operator with and without the ball. But at 33, at some point, that will start to turn the other way. I've never been massively convinced, even when Jack Taylor signed, that he was necessarily of the quality at that point to be challenging towards the top of the Championship. But 2 seasons playing under McKenna and learning and growing, I'm hoping to see a Taylor that looks stronger and better than I've seen him before. I think it's a good squad. It's not quite Championship All-Stars outside of the front line, and it's also different because the teams that come down having been in the Premier League for longer, Southampton, Leicester, sure, Leeds, when they came down, their squads do tend to have a lot of players in who are like quite often foreign players, international players who you can be confident are on an unbelievable wage, and players that sometimes they've paid like 20, 30, 40 million quid for, because that's the going rate for most Premier League signings. And so those squads, they tend to dazzle a little bit more just in terms of like the exoticism of the names. And that can come with issues as well, right? Because it's I'm using a bit of a stereotype here, but the assumption is that players who've joined a Premier League club from overseas are less likely to want to stick around in the Championship than guys who've come up from the Championship and kind of, this is probably the nation in which they're going to play their football, so they understand dropping down might be worthwhile. So there's things that I think are positives, and there's some work that I'd like to see done.